What's up, everybody? This is Isaac with Diamonds and Wood Customs. Today I'm gonna be going over the fifth wheel bumper kit. This is gonna be a 3-part series. In the first video, I'm gonna be going over with y'all a little bit of back history about the bumper kit, giving y'all a breakdown of it, letting y'all know the names of all the parts that the bumper kit consists of, the different sizes that they come in. Also, you know, the different sizes of wheels that will fit in each one, and just a little bit of history on them. The second one will be of me installing a wheel into the bumper kit and getting it ready to be assembled to be put onto the car. And then in the third one will be of me actually installing the bumper kit on the car. The bumper kit, also known as the fifth wheel or Continental kit, is one of the most sought after pieces of the puzzle when you're building a complete slab. In our slab culture, at least 95% of the cars have bumper kits on it. It's just something that is a necessity on your car if you want to be considered Holden. You can see I even got a fifth wheel in the back of my logo on that car. This is one of the most sought after parts. They used to be hard to find at one point in time, and then now there's some remake of them. I'll be going over that with y'all too as we get more into the video. These Continental kits used to come on 80s model cars. They used to come on Cadillac specifically. They came on some Buicks, Oldsmobile, Pontiac, and even some of the Chevy Caprices used to have them. These were E&G Classics. They were made by the same company that makes the E&G Classic grills. I remember back in like 5 or 6 years ago, they used to be around $500 to $750. Now, after the COVID pandemic and E&G Classics went out of business, they skyrocketed up to at least $1,500. If you find a original E&G Classic bumper kit, it's gonna be up there, especially if the chrome is still in decent condition. A lot of times when you find them, they have a lot of chrome peeling. They'll have some pitting in there, scratches. Some of them even have dents and dings. Some of them are already cut. And if you find one like that, you might, find it for a better deal than the $1,500 ones. But when they're in decent shape just like this, they're gonna be anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500. They have the new ones that are remade right now. They come a little bit different. The lights are a little bit different. The whole shape of the actual shell is a little bit different. Even the bumper, the actual bucket is a little bit different. So those are the newer ones that are out there. Whenever you buy one of these old school E&G Classic ones, sometimes you have to take them apart and go get them re-chromed. So a lot of people like to just go buy the remanufactured new ones that are already chromed out right now. All right, so here's the back of the bumper kit. They originally came with the trunk release latch, which is this right here. So whenever you pull this, it used to unlock and it would let it down just like that, and you would be able to have access when you let this down to your gas tank back here, and it would, to go ahead and fill up gas. Used to be able to let it down to pop your trunk. Sometimes these two things were connected to your actual trunk actuator, so whenever you would release this, your trunk would release also, and it would let this down and your trunk would be able to be lifted up. These are going to be your mounting holes where you mount them on there. This is the back of the lights on here. This one is actually wrapped in vinyl, but when you peel the vinyl up, it's just a regular piece of plastic, just how they all come. And once you peel the vinyl off, you'll be able to get it sanded down and get it ready to paint to match the color of your car. While I have it facing the rear right here, I want to go ahead and show y'all the difference in the sizes of the kits. So This right here would be considered a mid kit, which means they have different sizes. You can see the gap right here on the sides, and then also the width that goes from the little lip right here to the outside. This is a mid kit because of how wide it is right here. Now if you took a look at this one, you can see the difference. You see how this one is a little bit skinnier? This one is a baby kit right here. This one is a mid kit. When you put this on top of here, you can actually see that it sits more in. You'll have more of a lip on the top right here. So that's the difference between a mid kit and a baby kit. There's a lot of people sometimes that I see on the slab groups that ask for mid kits, or they ask for baby kits, or they don't know the difference in between them. That is going to be one of the main things that you look over if you want to know the difference, is if there is a space on the back right here. That's one giveaway. Now the next giveaway is the band. You can see this band right here. It's more of like a flat, it looks like a flat belt that goes around it right here. It kind of has a little small groove that flattens out, and then the one for the baby kit, they always come rounded. You can see this one is just a round shaped band. You can see the difference right here in them. This one's more flat and wide, this one's more rounded. Now you cannot put a mid kit band on a baby kit shell, and you can't fit the baby kit one on the mid kit. They are too wide. You'll have to make holes. Sometimes they have a gap right here. It just looks ugly. I don't recommend doing it. If you put the mid kit band on a baby kit shell, you're gonna have a gap all in there. And I've dealt with so many fifth wheels. I done seen so many rigged up, so many pieces from different bumper kits just to complete one, that they look kind of you know, they look kind of tacky because all the pieces are not together where they belong. So that's the difference between a mid kit and a baby kit bumper kit. This right here is what you call a band. This is the band that goes on the outer part of the bumper kit right here. It goes around it. These right here, they come in aluminum also. And when you find them in aluminum, you can also take them to get chrome. And, you know, it just give you a nicer, clean band instead of having the aluminum look. So if you ever looking for one and your bumper kit is missing, then go ahead and ask if anybody has the chrome band. This one that's wrapped in vinyl, underneath it, it's just like this. It's a plastic piece. This is where the hubcap went, and you know, you cut this out so you can put the rim in there, whatever rim you're gonna go with, and you get this painted to the color of your car. So this is what we call the shell right here. If your bumper kit is missing the shell, if you have the band and you have the bucket and you have everything, but you're missing this part right here, this is called the shell. So if you need one of those, that's what we call them. Now this part right here is what we call the bucket. So the bucket is the bottom part that actually goes mounted onto the bumper. These are the reverse lights right here. This is a E&G kit also. The new style lights that come on the new aftermarket kits are not lights like these. I've seen them where they have some holes with some LED lights. I've seen these where they're just covered with the metal plate. I know my boy Roman at Slab Boulevard, he has the ones that are closest to original that I've seen so far. He has some LED lights in his, and those look nice. These are just the E&G classic ones right here, and you can just tell the difference. You know, these are the original ones. So now this part right here on top is called the lid. This is the chrome lid right here. This is the part that the shell gets bolted onto, and This part right here is different whenever you're doing a mid or a baby kit. The holes right here are made a different size. So if you put the baby kit shell on a mid kit lid, these holes won't line up, and neither will the band. That's where you get to drilling holes and it starts looking all ugly. So your lid makes it has its own size, but as far as the bucket, they're all the same. It's pretty much the lid, the shell, and the band that distinguishes the mid kit and the baby kit. This right here is the trunk release bracket. This right here is the one whenever you pull it down back here by the little string, it pops up. So that's the release string right there. This is a bracket that goes in there that just holds it. This is the release the release mechanism right here. So this is the bucket. If you're missing this to your bumper kit, you got everything else. You got the band, you got the shell, you might have the lid already. And if you're missing the bottom, just ask them if they got the bucket. That's the name of that right there. All right, now the wheel. So in a baby kit, I recommend putting anything from a 15-inch to a 17-inch wheel in a baby kit. And then for a mid kit, I recommend putting anything from a 17-inch, and this one is actually a 22-inch. So take into consideration what size rim you're putting in your bumper kit. The bigger the wheel is, the less of the shell you're gonna see right here. Also, it just keeps getting smaller and smaller with the bigger wheel you have. So you don't want to go anything bigger really than a 20, because a 22, as you can see, you don't even see none of the shell. You just see nothing but rim. But some people like to ride big rims. They want the back wheel to match the one that they're riding on. So that's where that's all you can do as far as if you want to go with a 22. You can put a 17 in a baby kit, or you can put a 15-inch in a mid kit, but you're gonna have more lip around it. So for instance, this is like a 15-inch wheel right here. I think this is a 14-inch hubcap. So you're gonna have a lot of shell showing. That's why a lot of people like to go with the baby kits, because it has less show of the trim around it right here. This one right here is a 17. This is a 17-inch G10 that I'm gonna put inside the pearl white shell that I had here right now. This one is already cut, but at one point in time, this wheel, all these rims, this one too was actually a whole wheel that gets cut in half. You got to cut the wheel in half for it to just fit inside the bumper kit. So that's pretty much it for the first part of the video. And the second one, I'm gonna go ahead and mount this inside the shell and assemble it, and get y'all ready to see how I go ahead and put it on the car. I'll be going over a little bit more as far as the pumps to make it recline. Some people, if they don't want to make them recline. I appreciate y'all for watching. This is Isaac with Diamonds and Wood. 713-835-2833. If y'all need any work done, y'all got any questions, let me know.